chosen. And that is something that I'm going to have to really
go watch the whole video here. She talks about this quote: normalize leaving people in whatever reality they have chosen. She talks about how this is hard for her because she is both a justice seeker and a people pleaser. And when you have those two values or qualities, it will make you stay with somebody or try to change somebody or ruminate about somebody and why they couldn't change for far longer than you should. I've never felt more seen in my life. I completely resonate with this. These are two of my values, hardcore. And I've been thinking a lot lately that I want to leave behind that toxic person and not allow them to take up any more of my headspace. I think it's easy for me to let the fact that he's going to skirt by unscathed and probably repeat this pattern throughout his life. That's easier for me to accept. I can also accept that I don't need his approval to move on with my life and be happy. So now I have to look at the deeper question as to why I continue to ruminate over and over as to why he didn't choose me. Because I know cognitively that it's because he's unable to choose anybody. But for some reason, I cannot consciously move past it. And I think that's where the requisite shadow work comes into play that she talks about here at the end of this video. Because now we have to delve deep and figure out what in our past led us to try to attain love from somebody that was unable to give it to us and that was living in their own reality of delusion. And that reality of delusion disallows them to love us in the way that we need to be loved. It disallows them to be able to accept our needs and our desires because it doesn't fit in their delusion. I think as children, we had to do this to survive in many cases. If we look at our caregivers, they were unable to give us the requisite care that we needed, but we had to stay with them and we had to create some sort of fantasy in our minds to get our needs met. And if we made ourselves small enough and contorted ourselves enough, they would sometimes meet our needs. We are repeating that in our relationships as adults. Maybe we're trying to somehow heal that toxic pattern of our caregivers because it sucks as a little kid to feel like you're not enough for your caregivers to change and get healthy so that they can take care of you. It's a wound you carry with you throughout your adulthood. So maybe in love interest, we're trying to recreate that pattern so that we can somehow make them change, make them see that they're living in a delusion so that they can love us properly. But the paradox is that narcissistic people, literally their entire MO is to bolster that delusion. They are not motivated by love. They are not motivated by the same things that we are. They are motivated by protecting their carefully crafted little semblance of reality that they have used to protect their little fragile egos and all of the guilt and shame that arose from trauma. So it's literally a fool's errand to expect somebody whose entire MO and reason for existence is to preserve their disillusionment and their false sense of reality to change for you and love you. Normalize leaving people in whatever reality they have chosen.